Hello, folks. It is time for another episode of Indy Scavenger newsletter. Um, a little bit disappointed this week that nothing new has actually come in, either through email or in the mail, so I don't have anything actually new to review. However, I do have a whole box full of stuff that I got at Space this year, which I'm going to take a random book out and look through it live right now. But first, if you want publicity for your publication, and I'm working hard to get this channel more viewers, and so that we can all start enjoying the togetherness of the internet and live videos and stuff like that. I'd like to start doing some like Skype interviews taped and things like that as we go along. Um, but first, I need people to actually share and talk about, and otherwise, if you put in a little bit of effort to tell your friends that we're doing this, then the cumulative work that we do as a community of small press publishers will um, grow. And that's the whole idea of small press from what I remember as a high school kid putting together his first mini comics. It was like, oh wow, there's other people doing this. Let's all send each other mail. Yay. So we really want to recapture that kind of atmosphere, and let's grow small press as a whole. Only way we can do that is by sharing this video with as many of your fans and friends as you can. That's how it's going to work. I've been doing my best to Facebook post, hey, this is the new episode, and we've been getting some good views. We've been getting some subscribers. Um, we really want to hit that 1,000 mark at some point here that makes it actually uh, functional as a vehicle for um, publicity. That's going to be our first threshold. If we don't get there um, in a reasonable amount of time, then this isn't going to work. And I don't know. I guess I'll just keep making my mini comic. I don't know. Need you guys to work with me. Um, let's dip into this here thing. I'm going to take a random one. Let's see what this is. The Adventures of Choco and Coco. It is done by Support Local Artist Northern Kentucky, Spark Comics. This particular book says it was done by Ken Cooley. My daughter just pulled in the driveway. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so I'm back. Kids are back in the house. Anyway, where I left off was this is Shorts 2, Choco and Coco, by Ken Cooney. I took the liberty of reading it while they were messing around and making noise. There are a lot of good things about the comic, the writing being the absolute top part of it. It's a fun read. I really enjoyed the interactions between the two main characters and the different joke style. He definitely got better as the comic went through from front to back. It says in the inside cover that it took him a year to put this particular issue together. I have determined that there was a shorts, which was just the first issue, and this is a second issue. So I'd be interested in seeing that. I'm not sure if it's down in the bag or not, because I am just doing a random pull out of the bag at this point. There are also a number of pretty much errors and things that he could learn that would make this a lot better as he progresses. Um, First of all, before we get into that, first of all, if you want to find this comic, I'll put information down below, or you can just look it up on Facebook like they have shown there. Um, the Adventures of Choco and Coco, whatever, and look it up in the group, and you could find out more about the adventures as they continue. Um, Early on in the comic, it does one of the main things that I really don't like about a comic book. It's set up to be read sideways, and I would much prefer to see the spine be on that side if you're going to make a long comic, and flip it so that you're still reading a book and not sitting there going, I get flip 4 pages. Don't like that about comics myself. The jokes are good enough to make me say it's still worth reading. Um, Early on, he was using, if you look, a very, very thin lined computerized word balloon, and they are, and even the panels themselves are very thin. He does eventually get a lot better at it and make better ones, but those word balloons themselves could look more like balloons with a different program. I'm not sure which one he's using, but hopefully at some point when I do the word balloon edition of my How to Use GIMP program how-to series, he might be able to take some tips and improve how that particular word balloon style he's using and turn it into more regular balloons, and give them little curves, because these are all very straight. This is what this guy's saying. That's what that guy's saying. Which, I mean, he's doing the best he can with what he has. It's good. You gotta love it. Seems to start using some slight grayscale coloring towards the end, which is a good sign. And the last 2 pages were, let's go the wrong direction first. That's right. The last 2 pages were upright, so maybe he will start doing some upright things in the future and make the book itself less of something you have to read like that. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I mean, for $3.50, it's a little expensive for a digest, black and white interior. But the cover's got a thick cover, and it probably cost them to put the cover on color, because it does not look like that was done on a home computer. It looks like it was printed, which obviously is, these days you can add $1 just from printing a color cover at a print shop to your cost. So $3.50 probably works for his cost, but he could probably start printing this on a home computer if he'd saved up and got a home computer printer that printed color, and that would do better for him in the long run, because you could probably get this down to a $2.50, because that's about what it's content wise and size wise would be worth in my general looking forward at what other books do. But $3.50, not bad. Go ahead and get a copy. It's not bad. I really liked the humor. The humor is the best part of this. It's like an innocent humor. It's fun. It's very, this was my childhood and here it is, and this is how we looked at the world, and I really like that part of it. So it is definitely worth picking up and checking out. There's a good shot of the grayscale he started using towards the end. Yeah, so that would be that book. He even leave the page blank, but marked it and said this page was purposely blank so that I could doodle on it. So you got to imagine the guy sitting at a convention table. You come up and get his comic, and he gives you a doodle right in front of you. So that's definitely, look for Ken Cooney wherever he might be. If you see him doing a show, it would be worth going and getting his comic live, because he'd probably draw you a picture. Okay, I'm only going to do one this week. I could keep going. Got a bag full. Might go back to it next week if nobody sends me anything. But remember, it's up to you. You guys send me stuff, I will put it on this show, and we will try and get people to look at your work. I'm going to give Critical Eye. As you can see, I didn't give it a 100% thumbs up. Hey, this is the greatest book ever. I'll show what's wrong with it. I will hopefully be able to, through this channel and the how-to things that we do, help people build up their production values and put out even better stuff in the future. So that's what Periodical Paradise is all about. I hope you are enjoying it. Don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe, and share this with as many people as you possibly can, because that is what word of mouth, small press community is all about. Ken Cooney is counting on you. Simple as that. You guys have a good day. I'm going to go do a how to color video after just a little bit here. I think I'll have lunch first. Have a good day.